I'm Tom from DIY Life Tech, and this is a look at my Amazon Paperwhite e-reader. Now, the Paperwhite is Amazon's thinnest, lightest Kindle ebook reader, and there's a couple things I love about this right off the bat. For one thing, again, it is super thin and easy to carry around. It only weighs about 6.5 ounces, so you can very easily put this in your luggage if you're traveling. You can even, because it's about the size of a paperback book, slip it into your pocket if you have a big jacket. Throw it in a briefcase, super easy to bring with you and read anywhere. It's very thin too. I've got mine in a case. You don't have to have it in a case, but even in here, it's much, much thinner than a paperback book. And again, probably even lighter there. So very easy to take with you. But it actually has a e-ink screen, and that means it has a resolution of 300 ppi, and that's basically the same as what you would get in a printed book. So it's not like a screen on your phone where you're looking at little pixels. It actually has ink, and it electronically moves that around on the screen to put the text on there. And the advantage of that is, again, the super, super high resolution, almost as if you actually are reading a real piece of paper. And when you click on something to bring it up, it's actually going to load that and move that ink around on the screen and create an experience that's, again, very much like reading an actual book. So I love that. It's super easy to scroll through books here. So you see I've got one pulled up. You can get them in the Kindle store right on the device, so really convenient. And you just basically can swipe back and forth. So I can swipe here and I can choose to go to a particular location, or if I just touch, there's a touch screen, as you can see on the side of the screen, it's going to advance me forward in the book. Or touch the other side, it's going to take me backwards. So really intuitive interface. There's not a lot of buttons on here. There's one power button at the bottom that we can use to shut the screen off. Chargers over USB, so very easy, probably works with some of your existing chargers, and otherwise it's pretty minimal interface there, which is really great to see. Another thing that's really nice about this is that it does have a backlight. So you can see as I'm reading this, it's actually illuminated from behind. And again, because of the fact that it is that e-ink, you can see even as I get really close here, we're not going to see the pixelation, and that's going to help with reading this even if you've got the light in the background. But the great thing with this, unlike a traditional paperback, is obviously you could read this under the covers at night, or if the lights are off, or anywhere that you're not going to have strong light, because it does have that backlight. And I find it doesn't produce a lot of eye strain, again because of that really high resolution display, even with that backlit kind of feature to it. So I love that it gives you that easy ability to read no matter what the lighting conditions around you are. Now, another really great thing with the Paperwhite, you can easily change the font size if you want to. So we can just tap at the top of the screen. It's going to bring up our menu. We can go into our font, and you can actually adjust the font on there and make it bigger or smaller. So I've got it at size 4 right now, but if I press here, and again, that touch screen is really nice to have, and I just press on the plus button there, I'm gonna go ahead and press. It's going to change that font size up to 5, so you can actually make it like a large print book if you want to, and again, just adjust that back down. So really easy to change the font size if you want to have it a little bigger, make it a little bit easier to read, or make it smaller and fit more text on to the page. Another great feature here, this is actually waterproof. So if you like to read in the tub, or you're planning to bring this to the beach, you just pop it out of the case if you have one, and the device itself is actually totally waterproof. So I wouldn't, like leave it underwater for a long time period. Probably shouldn't read while you're scuba diving, but if you, splash water on it, it's raining outside, it gets a little wet in your beach bag, not a problem. Totally stands up to that. And again, that waterproof feature is great. Especially, even just at home, if you want to read in the tub, or you want to have this in the kitchen to pull up a recipe book and you don't want to worry about spilling things on it, that waterproof feature, again, is really great. And the final thing I would say, really great battery life. So if you charge this up, even when using that backlight, it'll still last, in my experience, up to a week for the battery. So if you're traveling, you don't have a chance to plug it in all the time, it's really easy to do that. The only downside with this particular Paperwhite is that there aren't those physical buttons. So if you do like to have physical buttons to change the pages, that's not something that you're going to find on this device. It is just this sort of big monolith of a screen, and you do have to tap on the sides to do that physical page change. So just something to keep in mind there. Also, the backlight on here is just one color, so you're not going to be able to change the color temperature of the light. You can, though, make some other adjustments. I can pull up, for example, the menu here, and then I can change the brightness of that backlight. So if it's a little too bright for my tastes, I can make those adjustments, but I can't change it to be sort of warmer or cooler light. You just have one light color on there. Other than that, though, just such a practical, waterproof, light, easy to take with you device. Easy to get all of your Kindle books on there. Pull them up, read them on this real e-ink screen, and I think this is just a really great ebook reader.